This is the book of Jeremiah 23 and verse 23, and it reads, Am I a power at hand, saith the Lord Yahweh, and not a power afar off? Jeremiah 23 and 24, Can any hide himself in secret places, that I shall not see him? Saith the Lord Yahweh, Do not I fill heaven and earth? Saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
When it comes to the apocalypse, nothing's quite as terrifying as nuclear war. So, when the nuclear apocalypse comes, are we going to get blasted back into the Stone Age? Or can we use our heads and survive the end of days with the help of technology? Here in beautiful Colorado, one man is already thinking about the end of the world. Professor Brian Toon is an atmospheric scientist and an expert on nuclear winter. Brian, level with me. How likely is an all-out nuclear war, and should I be finding a bunker right now?
You never know for sure, because that's one of the real terrifying things here, is that one person in the United States and one person in Russia could decide all by themselves to have a nuclear conflict.
How many nukes are there around the world? Who has them?
There are about 14,000 nuclear weapons in the world. More than 1,000 of them are held by Britain, France, India, Pakistan, Israel, and China. Each of those countries has 200 or 300. Then Russia and the United States have 90% of the missiles.
So the lesson is everyone has nukes now. But what exactly happens when these bombs go off?
If you're knocking over concrete buildings, you're going to blow people to pieces. So there's a range of going out from distance in which you die from the blast wave tearing you to pieces, the radiation burning you up, the light wave burning you or catching you on fire.
What happens when day one, a week later, a year later, what are we looking at?
Well, when a nuclear weapon explodes, it sends out a burst of light. It's like bringing a piece of the sun, which is nuclear explosions happening, down to the earth. And that burst of light catches everything around it on fire. That
fire sends huge amounts of smoke into the stratosphere. But because it doesn't rain up there, it takes years for that smoke to clear, creating a nuclear winter.
Blocks sunlight from reaching the ground, which of course makes it cool off. It gets cold at the ground. And people expect that about 90% of the global population will die from starvation because there won't be anything to eat.
The more I thought about nuclear winter, the more terrified I became. I needed a plan to survive the nuclear apocalypse before the world went to hell. So where do you go when you want to get off the grid? Kansas. Here in the heartland of rural Kansas, one man is offering millionaire preppers a high-tech way to avoid the apocalypse. Welcome to the Survival Condo. This former Cold War missile silo is now a luxury bunker built for the super rich. Going off the grid no longer means giving up a lavish lifestyle. Think of it kind of like cribs in camo. From the outside, the security cameras, armoured guard, and 8-ton steel doors are the only sign you're entering a top-secret facility. In fact, this place is so top secret, I can't even tell you where it is. I'm here to meet the man behind the condo, Larry Hall, who's going to give me a full tour.
So Claire, those doors that we just came in through weigh 8 tons each. So they're 16,000 pounds. They're armored steel filled with concrete. So you definitely hear that safety bang when the door closes.
Inside, this 54,000 square foot complex boasts everything you could need to live through the end of days.
Okay, let's get down and show you what's underground.
Okay. Oh.
You're not in Kansas anymore. We're going beneath Kansas.
The survival condo is spread across 15 floors and goes 200 feet underground. At the top, under the dome, are the recreation facilities like the pet park and climbing wall. Underneath that are the mechanical level, medical bay, and food stores, with luxury living quarters spread across the next 7 floors. At the bottom, a further 4 floors house a classroom, a library, a bar, a gym, and a cinema.
All right, so I'll show you a full floor unit. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath unit, and they have 9-foot ceilings. You see we've got all these high-end stainless steel appliances.
And most importantly, even though I'm 11 stories underground, I've still got a window.
When these windows are all on, you're coming out of the units and you see the birds flying and the sunset coming up and the rain and the weather changing. That's the input your brain is used to. If you look in here, you can see that there's the bidet toilets, and we have a jacuzzi tub and a shower with the side jets.
Why do you have bidet toilets instead of regular toilets?
Well, interestingly, we did a little calculation, and the max occupancy for this facility is 75 people. And if we put toilet paper for 75 people for 5 years, that volume of toilet paper would take an entire floor to store just toilet paper. And that square footage costs about $3 million to build.
Okay, so, bidet it is.
Bidet it is.
Bidet it is.
Pretty comfy. These are good mattresses. Welcome to the paradise of the beach. It's a saltwater pool. It's completely computer controlled. The pool is kept at 82 degrees. People do not expect to see a resort pool in an underground bunker. And we get drop jaws every time they go, "Are you kidding me?"
Another thing I wasn't expecting underground, so much space.
You've got a 24-foot rock climbing wall. This is a fun room. This is an indoor shooting range. You can come down here and shoot everything from handguns up to .308 caliber sniper rifles in here. So under proper supervision.
Of course.
So we have properly trained people.
Theater and lounge level.
So we have this media database with about 3,000 movies on it. Anything in particular you're interested in?
Do you have Armageddon?
Oh, we got everything. We got that.
All right, let's roll that.
All right.
But the apocalypse isn't all fun and games. There's a schoolroom in the bunker so kids from K through 12 can take self-guided lessons on brand new iMacs. And because this is the 21st century, there's no worries if the internet goes out.
This whole facility has internet. And when you buy a unit here, one of the things that you fill out on your form are things that are of interest to you. And what we do is we put that into a device that is like a Google search engine. It goes out and it crawls over the internet and it downloads websites that have those keywords on them. They're also Skype enabled. So when we bring our second silo online, they're going to be connected with a microwave link. And the kids in this elementary classroom could see the kids in the other elementary classroom. They can talk live, and so they don't feel like they're alone.
Down on the store level, there's an aquaculture setup that can be used for raising fish and hydroponics for growing organic vegetables. You can have salad daily with this kind of setup.
Oh, yeah.
Great. It's healthy.
Yeah. So we'll have tomatoes, onions, different kinds of lettuces, some kale, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries.
But even without that, there's still loads, and I mean loads, of stockpiled food. This really satisfies my prepper mode inside of me. I feel very safe surrounded by tins of food. The silo is also kitted out with high-tech equipment to keep everyone in here alive for years. Backup fuel stores, a water filtration system, and even a system that scrubs volcanic ash out of the air, just in case.
So if, let's say, Yellowstone were to erupt, the scientists predict that we could have 4 to 5.
So you get the drift. You see that the wicket the super rich of this earth, the Edomites, and the super rich of the earth, the kings of the earth, as they're known in the Bible, the Salakia, the prime ministers, the presidents, etc. They are preparing for nuclear war, because a nuclear war is inevitable. It's biblical. So those that have the resources and are in the know-how, the illuminated ones, starting with the top rich families of earth, some of these families are, and not to exclude, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, just to name a few, and the super rich elite, those that are a part of the top governments, like the top government in China, President Xi and his family, their top officials, their military high-level personnel families around the world. Kim Jong-un, his family, etc. Same thing. The high officials in their government, the people that are so-called important, their top scientists and people like that of influence in their families. They're going to hide out. And that's biblical. And I wanted to get into that. And I wanted to show that video and get a good portion of it. Lord willing, this is edifying, just to show that this is what the elite are doing. This is what the super rich are doing, because they know what's coming. So I named the title of this vehicle, the title of this article, Salakia. I named the title of this article, "It's Over for You Devils." Because it is. It's over for you devils, all you devils. And all those that follow Esau, the man of sin, who is, the deceiver on the earth. It's over for you devils, because we see what they're doing. Now, I started in the book of Jeremiah 23 and 24, but before I do that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who have labored faithfully in His truth, and indeed are the true teachers of Israel today. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, Habayath Madabada, the house of David. The brothers is laboring on the four corners of the earth, day in and day out, to make their calling of election sure and to help seal the elect, for the return of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushai. Peace, love, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect, doing this work in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. And to the Akim and Akwafim, the brothers and sisters who also listen and believe on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, who make up also the body of the elect, the believers. To you I say shalom. Lord willing, this video is edifying for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear through the Rakak Wadash. That's the only way you can see and hear and understand His word, is through the Holy Spirit. So count it a blessing for all the brethren, and all the sisters that can receive this truth. So I'm going to jump right into it. I started in the book of Jeremiah 23 and verse 22. Salakia, verse 23. Jeremiah 23 and 23. And I'm going to go back there. And it reads, "Am I a power at hand, saith the Lord Yahweh, and not a power afar off?" So the Lord is asking a question. Am I not, present? Am I in the spirit realm and I can't see, know, understand what's going on here on earth? So is he here, or is he far off? The Most High is asking. And it's a question that's being asked in this verse. Verse 24, Jeremiah 23 and 24. "Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him?" In the beginning of the video, it was all this hyperbole about how, the end of the world is coming. And you see some top professors and people in the know-how, and more people in the government who don't speak, or who you don't hear speaking day to day. You have the doomsday clock. That is the closest it's ever been to midnight. Midnight being symbolic of the nuclear holocaust that's coming. So it's at 2 minutes, the nuclear clock is. And that's dwindling down, by the day. So once again, it's inevitable because it's biblical. The Bible says that. We'll get into that here in a minute. But the Lord said, can any hide himself in secret places? So all those, that have these capabilities, that's going to actually go and actually survive, You know, can they really be hidden from the Most High? If they survive, World War III, the Battle of Armageddon, are they truly, are they okay? Are they fine now? Are they good to go? Is the goal just to survive the nuclear, Holocaust? Because the scriptures tell you that, the elites of this world, and the elected ones of this world that are in those positions are going to be the first fruits of slavery. So can anybody truly hide themselves? That the Most High is not going to be able to see them? Jeremiah 23:24, continuing on, saith the Lord Yahweh, do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord. The Lord fills heaven and earth. So who can hide themselves? Who can stave off, the will of the Most High? So just the will of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh, is that they will go into these underground bunkers and be hid out just to once again be the first fruits of slavery. They're starting with all the nations, the major nations, and they're, all the people that's going to be, hidden away during these times, which is predominantly the elite of the elite, the very, very elite of the earth, very, very small numbers of people, but throughout the entire earth have these bunkers in many different places, some up in the heavens, space retreats, some down in the ocean, and others, as you see, deep within the earth. So now, the Lord said, can any hide himself? Can anybody hide themselves from him? And I got a quick precept, because the answer is no. Isaiah 66:1, this is why the Lord asked that question. Here's a precept. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. See, the earth is a light thing to the Most High. The Most High said the earth is his footstool. He put his feet on the earth, meaning it's a light thing. Where's the house that ye build unto me, and where's the place of my rest? So right here, the Most High is letting it be known that there's nothing that goes on the earth, my footstool, that I don't know what's going on. There's nothing that goes on in the universe that the Most High don't know. How much more here on earth, which the Lord likens unto his footstool, So the Lord says he fills heaven and earth. So there's nothing that can be done that's hid from the Most High. There's nobody that can go and hide themselves, from Yahweh Shem Yahweh, because these devils, it's over for you devils, but these devils really think that they're going to be able to survive through their technology and their science, and you saw all the things they had in there, food stored away, ways that you can, be getting GMO foods, fish, all that stuff that don't have to even be grown or anything. So it shows you that these are the plans of the wicked. This is the mind of the wicked. The scriptures tell us in Psalm the 10th chapter that that they don't even consider the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing. They don't consider the Most High. The Most High is not in all their thoughts. They are the wicked, the deceivers of the earth. So continuing on, Most High said, can any hide himself? And the earth is his footstool. So truly, no one can hide themselves from the Most High. But the wicked, he believes he can. Let's get another precept, just showing you the power of the Most High. Why the Most High said, can any hide themselves from him? This is Isaiah 40, and I'm going to start at 12, and then jump down. Isaiah 40:12, and it reads, showing you the power of the Most High. We read through a good portion of this chapter. It's just going to show the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Isaiah 40:12, and it reads, who hath measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and meted out heaven with a span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in the measure? Who has done these things? Who knows all the water and measured all the water on the earth? It said, and meted out heaven, and measured heaven, the universe. Who knows these things? It said, and comprehended the dust of the earth. That's why the Lord said the earth is his footstool. The Lord, even the Most High, even knows how much dust is on the earth. You go further, other precepts tell us that the Most High knows how many hairs is on a man's head. There's not one bird that falls to the ground, and our Father does not know. The Most High knows everything. It says, and weighed the mountains in the scale. The Most High knows the weight of the mountains. So Esau, Edom, and everybody that's following them, though hand be joined in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. All the elites of this earth who think that they're going to be able to hide from the Most High and hide during this, World War III that's coming up, during this so-called nuclear holocaust. Hey, the Most High know everything. It says, and weigh the mountains in the scales and the hills in the balance. The Most High knows the weight of the mountains and all the hills. Verse 13. And it reads, who have directed the Spirit of the Lord, or being his counselor has taught him. Because see, in order to be able to, outthink the Most High, to use gamemanship to outdo the Most High, this is chess. The Lord is a man of war. So in order to be able to outdo Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you would have to have taught him or been his counselor. So the question is being asked, who have directed the Spirit of the Lord, or being his counselor has taught him? Who has taught the Most High? No one. Verse 14, Isaiah 40 and 14, with whom took he counsel? And who instructed him? Who actually taught the Most High what he knows? Him being omnipotent, all-knowing, all-powerful, and all-doing. And taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed to him the way of understanding. Who gave the Most High understanding? No one. The Most High is who gives the understanding, who created everything, who made everything. Every ounce of humanity, every ounce of matter, every molecule, every atom in the universe, is all these things are done by the Most High. Let's get down to the point. I'm gonna go down Isaiah 40. I'm gonna go down to verse. Let's go down to verse 21, because these are questions being asked. Isaiah 40 and 21. Have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Hath it not been told you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? Have you not understood what? Verse 22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, is the Most High, that rules and reigns and knows everything and controls everything. It says, is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers. The people on the earth are like grasshoppers to the Most High. They're nothing. That's why the earth is his footstool. So these devils thinking that they're going to be able to get out of this judgment, there's no way. That's just prophecy, and we're going to get that. By building these doomsday bunkers and retreats in places where they can go hide out in the heavens, space station, etc. All they're doing is fulfilling prophecy. We're going to get that. So the inhabitants of the earth, the Bible says, are like grasshoppers. It says that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. Verse 23, that bringeth the princes to nothing. The Most High is about to bring the high ones, the princes of the earth, the rulers, the super elite, the so-called, starting with the so-called illuminated ones, the Illuminati families. It says that bringeth the princes, they are the princes of the earth, they're the rulers, the princes of the earth to nothing. Also going into the presidents and prime ministers and people that you rule the world, that have the great influence and wealth. It says he maketh the judges of the earth as vanity. See, the Most High is showing that they are all vain. That all these rulers of the earth are all vain. Verse 24, yea, they shall be planted, yea, they shall not be sown, yea, their stock shall not take root in the earth. So the Most High is coming to do away with Esau's family line, and the other nations, the elites of these nations, they're going to go straight into slavery as well, along with Esau. But the Most High has a special judgment for Esau, even separate of the nations. The nations are going to be our servants and handmaids and slaves, but Esau is going to get it double because he's the wicked of the earth. He's the wicked of the earth. When you read 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, and around the 3rd verse, it says that the man of sin will be revealed. And when that man of sin is being revealed, that's one of the major signs that Yahweh Shai is coming to return. So the Most High said, their stock shall not take root in the earth. Meaning, hey, when Israel take over rulership, hey, it's going to be our stock that's going to take root in the earth. Meaning we're going to have rulership. The earth ain't going to be given into the hand of the wicked, as it says in Job 9:24. It's going to be given into the hand of the righteous. And it says, and he shall also blow upon them. And how's the Lord going to blow upon them? Hey, with these the nuclear missiles. The Most High is going to blow upon them and upon the earth. That's why they're going to go hide out. And they shall wither And it says, and the whirlwind shall take them away as stubble. That's going to be the destruction of the missiles. The whirlwind is going to take them away as stubble. Complete destruction is what's coming. So even in these, structures with all these thousands of pounds of, iron and metals and stuff to protect them and being deep down in the earth, hundreds of feet, so on and so forth, and that's still not going to allow you to get away from the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We're going to get that. Isaiah 40:25. To whom then will you liken me, or shall I be equal? The Lord said, who is like me? Or who's equal to me? Saith the Holy One. Continuing on, verse 26. Lift up your eyes on high, and behold, who hath created these things? Who made everything? The Most High said, that bringeth out their host by number. He calleth them all by their names, by the greatness of his might. The Most High know everything. He created all. When you read Psalm 147, it tells you that the Most High knoweth the number of the stars, and he calleth them by their names. It says, by the greatness of his might. It says, for that he is strong in power, and not one faileth. Speaking of his angels, speaking of all things that he has in possession to do his will, all of his angels, all of his messengers. Angels are messengers when you read Malachi 2:7. Isaiah 40:27. Why sayest thou, O Jacob, and speakest, O Israel, my way is hid from the Lord, and my judgment is passed over from my power? So why do the people, even our people, believe that the judgment of the Most High is hid, or that, he's not going to do that which he said he's going to do? Isaiah 40:29. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. That's speaking of the elect, And we're in a time when the Lord is about to increase the strength of the elect. We're going to have spiritual power, and we're going to be protected by Michael and archangels, and angels in general, That's the times we're coming into. That's what we're going to need during these times. So, matter of fact, I'm going to go back to verse 28 before I get the next precept. It says, has thou not known, has thou not heard, that the everlasting power, the Lord Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. There's no searching of the understanding of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The Most High don't get faint. He don't get weary. He don't have to take naps or go to sleep. He don't have to recharge himself or rest. The Most High he exists, So Yahweh Shem Yahushua reigns, omnipotent and above all things, So that was the point. Now, it's over for you devils, all you deceivers on the earth, starting with Esau, Edom, who everybody is following, thinking that there's going to be some way to get out of this judgment. Not so. Let's prove that further. This is let's leave Isaiah 40 real quick, and let's go to the book of Psalm. Let's go to the book of Psalm, the 2nd chapter. That's why the Lord said that, he knows all things, he is all things, he does all things. He's in control of everything. He don't faint or get weary, etc. This is Psalm 2:1, and it reads, why do the heathen rage, the nations, and these are the great people of the nations as well, the elite of the elites, the so-called important people on the planet. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? And that vain thing is that, after World War III, that they're going to be able to, find some other way to come back out and restart life. No. World War III is symbolic of the end of the rule of the wicked of the earth. And it's going to set up only the rule of Yasha Allah, Israel. So the nations, the people of the world, imagine a vain thing that the earth is going to turn back into the hands of another nation, and it's only going to Israel. This is when Yahweh Shah establishes his kingdom of righteousness on the earth, the ambassador of truth and righteousness, Yahweh Shah. Psalm 2:2, the kings of the earth set themselves, see, this is the kings of the earth, the rulers set themselves, and the rulers, those are all the mighty people of the earth, those that have great wealth and influence, the Illuminati, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord, Yahweh, and against his anointed, saying, see, all this is against, the righteous, which is Israel, saying, let us break their bands asunder. They see that the children of Israel are waking up, on the four corners of the earth. They've been knew that this was going to happen, and they've been preparing. So they want to prepare a way now to come against the righteous and cast away their cords from among us, or cords from us. Verse 4, the point, Psalm 2 and 4, he that sitteth in the heavens, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushua, shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. The Most High is laughing, seeing what the nations are trying to prepare to stave off the judgment. So the Most High is laughing at the nations. So, why is that important? Well, I got another precept here. We'll get a few more precepts. Sirach 23 and verse 19. And it reads, this is why the Most High is laughing. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men. See, these rulers of the earth, these kings of the earth, they do all things before the eyes of men. That's why, they imagine a vain thing. They think that, what's going on, the posturing is going on, and all the conflicts is, coming about, and all the posturing, World War III posturing that's coming. They're doing this with the eyes of men, being the thing that they are fearing. They're not fearing the Most High, because if they feared the Most High, then they would capitulate. They would give up. They would let Israel rule, but they're not going to do that. It says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men. They only fear in the ways of the world, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So you really should be fearing the Most High. Beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. There's nothing that's secret that the Lord don't know. There's plenty of precepts that prove that. In the book of Sirach 43, it speaks about how there's no thought that escapeth the Most High. Not one thought. So the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Now, what does that actually mean? Let's get some precepts showing why the scriptures say that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. All right, real quick, let's get that, and let's go to the book of Proverbs. This is Proverbs 15 and verse 3, and it reads, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. This doesn't mean it's a symbolic, metaphoric speech. I'm going to get the precepts proving that. The eyes of the Lord are speaking of the angels, and we keep reading through the Bible. So it says the eyes of the Lord Yahweh, the Most High, don't have 10 trillion eyeballs. His eyes don't stretch, in every part of the universe and every part of the earth, and anything that's moving, he can see it. It's the angels. The eyes of the Lord Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So that's a precept. I got another one just going into how the eyes of the Lord are speaking about the angels. So the eyes of the Lord are the angels. They are the angels. So let's get another precept. Second Chronicles, the 16th verse. Second Chronicles 16 chapter. Second Chronicles 16 and the 9th verse. So it said the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the good and the evil. So the angels are everywhere, letting the Most High know, giving the report. Second Chronicles 16 and 9, and it reads, another precept, for the eyes of the Lord Yahweh run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Speaking of the angels, it says herein, thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have war. So the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, which are the angels. Let's get another precept showing that. The eyes of the Lord run throughout all the earth. Once again, which are the angels. I believe it's one through the Spirit in Ecclesiastes 10. Showing the eyes of the Lord, speaking of the angels see everything, and they're giving a report to the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Yeah, that's a word. Ecclesiastes 10 and 20. Curse not the king, know not in thy thought, and curse not the rich in thy bedchamber. For a bird of the air, speaking of the angels, for a bird of the air shall carry the voice. What's the voice? Everything that's said and done, everything that goes on the planet is being reported to the Most High. For a bird of the air shall carry the voice, which is the angels, and that which hath wings shall tell the matter. So the angels, that which have wings, that bird is speaking to the angels, taking the words, taking the actions, all the doings of man to the Most High, and reporting everything that happens on the earth. So the eyes of the Lord are the angels. So let's continue on, going into the fact that you devils, it's over for you devils. That's the title of the lesson. It's over for you devils. There ain't no hiding and nothing that can be done to get away from this judgment. Amos 9:1, and it reads, I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake. And the Lord is about to start doing that, because this is the time where the great judgment is coming. And cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away. So those that go hiding, they're not going to be able to escape the judgment. And he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. So the wicked elites of the earth, they're not going to be delivered. They are being preserved. The Most High is going to allow them to be stored away, to be preserved, once again, to be the first fruits of slavery as we continue on in this lesson. It says, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, though they build these bunkers all down deep in the earth, and these space retreats up in the heavens, and stuff down in the sea, we don't see. Though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. And then hell is symbolic of the grave. And the graves are built, in the earth. So though they dig all down in the earth at different places, as we saw, these underground bunkers are all over the planet Earth. Once again, and even in the heavens and down in the sea. Though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them, because you can look up bunkers in the ocean, bunkers, the space retreat in the heavens. It's people that, super rich can pay, I can't remember if it's like $4 million a night, to go up and stay in the retreat up in the heavens. So Amos 9:2 says, though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, speaking of those space retreats, thence will I bring them down. The Most High is going to allow them to be rounded up by the elect. Amos 9:3, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, see, and there was retreats down there, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. And speaking of Leviathan. Verse 4, Amos 9:4. And though they go into captivity, it says, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set my eyes upon them for evil and not for good. So the Most High is allowing these elites, he's going to allow for them to be hidden away, to be preserved for evil and not for good, meaning they're going to go into slavery. When you read Isaiah the 14th chapter, starting at the top, that all the nations are going to be captive, that Israel is going to take captives those who they were captive of and rule over their oppressors. Start with Esau, Edom. Amos 9:5. And the Lord power of hosts is he that toucheth the land. The Most High is about to touch this land. Babylon the Great, he's going to completely destroy it. This is what the lake of fire going to be in various parts of the earth. And the Lord power of hosts of the armies. So all these nations really were created to fight, to do the will of the Most High. Is he that toucheth the land, and it shall melt. What's going to make this place melt? That's the missiles in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. The missiles. The earth is going to melt with fervent heat, the Bible says. And all that dwell therein shall mourn. See, all the tribes of the earth are going to mourn. All the people are going to be mourning. And it shall rise up wholly like a flood. That's the missiles. And it shall be drowned as by the flood of Egypt. So it's going to be just like Egypt. Because when those missiles come in, they're going to be a flood of fire. It's going to be a flood of fire when those missiles come in. Now, let's get another precept just going into that. I got a few more. We're going to close it out. That it's over for you devils. There ain't no running from the judgment. Revelation 6, and I'm going to start at verse 14. Revelation 6:14, and it reads, and the heaven departed as a scroll. And we saw that in the opening of this video. That's that mushroom cloud. That's what it looks like when there's a atomic and nuclear detonation. It looks like a scroll. And the heaven, speaking of here, the earth, the first heaven, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places. That's what's going to move everything. It's when the missiles hit. The geography of the earth is going to be completely different. So every mountain and island are going to be moved out of their place. There's nowhere to go to hide from the judgment. Verse 15, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountain. So this is them being symbolic of all those that, are the elites, super elites. They're going to hide out. They're going to hide out in the dens of the rocks of the mountains. We saw an example of that in this video. Verse 16, Revelation 6:16, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, from Yahweh Shai, who's coming down to take rulership, and from the wrath of the Lamb. It says, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? No one's going to be able to stand, when Yahweh Shai come back. The great day of his wrath. That's the great day of his wrath. Now, let's finish it out with these last two precepts, showing you that it's over for you devils. It ain't no hiding from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and all you devils is going to be hid out all across the earth. And all you other super elites of the earth, you kings of the earth, and all these different nations, all of y'all are being preserved to go to be the first fruits of slavery. Y'all going fresh into motherfucking slavery. That's the reason why you're going to be able to hide out. So imagine that. Psalm 149. So ain't no getting away from the judgment. It shows you the Most High is not going to allow them to get away from the judgment. So let's get that. Let's go to Psalm 149. So this is the book of Psalm 149. Just showing you the future, of the rulers of the earth today. This is their future. Psalm 149, and I'll start at verse 4, and it reads, it says, for the Lord Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people. So Most High takes pleasure in the elect, the believers. 2/3 got to die and come back in the kingdom because they refuse to come back to him. But he still take pleasure. He's going to take pleasure in them in the kingdom. For the Lord Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people, because he's still going to allow for those spirits to still come back, because he made a promise. So that still shows that the Most High, his word is faithful and true. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. And that's speaking of the elect. He's going to beautify the meek, which is the elect, with salvation. Verse 5, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. So what's going to make us sing aloud upon our beds? When we've been given salvation. Vengeance is. Psalm 149:6, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hands. Speaking of the kingdom of heaven. Why is there going to be a two-edged sword in the hands of the elect? Verse 7, Psalm 149:7, to execute vengeance upon the heathen. The heathen got to get vengeance. Because Yahweh Shai said, those that won't serve him, bring them hither and slay them before me. So it's going to have to be order put into the heathen in the kingdom. Hey, Jacob's going to already be righteous with those spiritual bodies. Jacob's already going to be perfect. The heathen, they're still going to be mortal. We're going to be immortal. So this is going to be the vengeance is going to be on the heathen. The heathen going to still die, go back to the spirit realm and come back to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. Verse 8, Psalm 149:8, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. So their nobles are going to be put in the shackles, all the nobles of the earth. Psalm 149:9, to execute upon them the judgment written, this honor have all his saints. All the saints starving with 144,000 going to have this honor, because it also says that in Jeremiah the 16th chapter. Matter of fact, let me get that. This is Jeremiah 16, just to show that, they can be bound up. And I think it's another one in Isaiah 24. I'll end with that. So this is Jeremiah 16 and verse 16. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers. So these fishers are the brothers that's out right now fishing for the elect. Precept for this is Yahweh Shai said, come and I will make you fishers of men. So those fishers of men is speaking of the elect today. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord Yahweh, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, those same fishers are going to be turned into hunters. The Most High going to put the spirit on 144,000 be those hunters. And they shall hunt them from every mountain. See, those that are hidden out in the mountains, As we read in Amos, the 9th chapter, in the mountains, in the depths of the sea, in the height of the heavens, and they should hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So, verse 17, for mine eyes are upon all their ways. The Most High see everything. His eyes, the angels, they are not hid from my face. Ain't nothing hid from the face of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Neither is there iniquity hid from my eyes. Verse 18, and first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcass of their detestable and abominable things, because all the wickedness that was done to Jake, this is the recompense. The Bible says it's a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to those that trouble you. So now, let's finish it out with Isaiah. I called for it. Isaiah 24. Let's finish it out with Isaiah 24. This is the future of you kings of the earth. You presidents and prime ministers and Illuminati. All those people of great wealth of influence. The super rich, the super elite. Isaiah 24:18. I'll start there, and it reads, and it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, speaking of the firmament, the heavens, and the foundations of the earth do shake. So through those windows, through the firmament, it's going to come those ICBMs. It's going to hit Babylon the Great predominantly, but various parts of the earth. Verse 19, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. This is going to cleanly dissolve the earth. The earth is moved exceedingly from those missiles it's going to hit. It's going to cause earthquakes all around the earth. It's going to cause the water to flood everywhere, etc. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it. And it shall fall and not rise again, because none of the inhabitants of the earth is going to take rulership. It's going to be those angels that's going to descend back out of those chariots, speaking of the elect, that's going to descend back to earth, that's going to take rulership. No mortal man will ever have rulership of the earth again. Verse 21, Isaiah 24:21, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall punish the host of high ones that are on high. And who are they? The elites, the important people of the earth, the prime ministers, once again, the presidents, the kings, etc. And the kings of the earth upon the earth. So the Lord's coming to punish the host of high ones on the earth. And what is he going to do? Verse 22, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. Then, they're going to be put away, and then by the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Lord is going to direct what's going to happen, from there with the wicked of the earth, with these rulers. But they're going to be our ministers. Scriptures tell us in Isaiah the 60th chapter, and they're going the walls of our kingdom going to be built by strangers. So that is the future of the elites of this earth. That is their future. It's slavery. It's slavery. So it's over for you devils. Call Allah Yamla, Allah Hayanawa Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who are the true teachers of Israel today. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, Habayath Madabada, the brothers laboring to make their calling of election sure in the four corners of the earth. Help us seal the elect for the return of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushai. Peace, love, blessings, and salutations to you brothers doing his work, and to the Akim and Akwathium, the brothers and sisters who also listen and believe on Hamashiach Yahushai. To you, I say shalom as well.